Okay, in this video, we want to find a general solution for the differential equation y double prime plus 2y prime plus 5y is equal to 3 sine 2t. And if you notice, we have a non-homogeneous equation since this is not 0. And so we can solve this using method of undetermined coefficients. So we'll get started. With the method of undetermined coefficients, we treat this part as 0. So we say r squared plus 2r plus 5 is equal to 0. And so we would get, we would use quadratic equation to get r. So that's going to be minus b, so minus 2 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 4 minus 4ac. So 4 times 1 times c, and we would get negative 20 divided by 2a. So divided by 2. So negative 2 divided by 2 is negative 1. 4 minus 20 is minus 16. So plus or minus 4i. So plus or minus 2i since we're dividing by 2. And so if this was a homogeneous equation, if this equals 0, we would get c1e raised to negative t cosine 2t plus c2e raised to negative t sine 2t. This isn't something new. We went over this a while back, if this equals 0. But since this does not equal 0, we have to use particular solutions and use method of undetermined coefficients. So let me pull up the table. In the last video, we went over how to use this table. And so we have 3 sine t. And so our particular solution will be something like this. So it's going to be a cosine 2x plus b sine 2x. But in our case, we have t instead of x. And so what we're going to get here for our particular solution is yp is equal to a cosine 2t plus b sine 2t. And the next thing we want to do is determine the value of a and b. And we can do that by first taking the derivative of yp, and we would get, so the derivative of this, we would get negative 2a sine 2t plus 2b cosine 2t. We get the derivative again because we want to get y double prime, we want to get y prime. So we do it again, we get negative 4a cosine 2t minus 4b sine 2t. And the next thing we're going to do is kind of like set it up. Since we have a cosine 2t, a cosine 2t, a sine 2t, a sine 2t, and our equation is this. And so we'll set up as cosine 2t plus sine 2t is equal to 3 sine 2t plus, 0 cosine 2t. We don't have any cosines here, so 0 cosine 2t. And the next thing we're going to do is essentially plug it in here. So y double prime, this. So that's going to be negative 4a cosine 2t minus 4b sine 2t. And so we have a negative 4a cosine 2t, and we have a cosine 2t here, so we simply write negative 4a. Next, we do the same thing for negative 4b sine 2t. We simply plug in sine 2t's here, so we say negative 4b. Next, we do 2y prime. So we multiply this by 2. So it's going to be negative 4a sine 2t plus 4b cosine 2t. And like we did last time, so we have a negative 4 sine 2t. So we will plug in negative 4a here. And here we have 4b cosine 2t. So we plug in plus 4b. Since we're multiplying by cosine 2t, it's going to be distributed. And lastly, we do 5y. And we said that y is going to be this. So a cosine 2t plus b sine 2t. So it's going to be 5a and 5b. So 5a and 5b. And so now we have two equations. We can say negative 4a plus 4b plus 5y is equal to 0. And so we have negative 4a plus 5a, so that's a plus 4b cosine 2t. So this is this, and we have 0 cosine 2t. So we can say that a plus 4b is equal to 0. And then we do the same thing for sine 2t. So we have negative 4b plus 5b. So that's going to be b minus 4a is equal to 3 sine 2t. So negative 4a plus b is equal to 3. And now we have two equations, right? And so we will use elimination to solve for a and b. So if we multiply this line by 4, we get 4a plus 16b is equal to 0. This would cancel out a, and we would get b plus 16b, so that's 17b, is equal to 3 plus 0, 3. And so b is equal to 3 over 17. So this is one component. We know b is equal to 3 over 17. The next thing is we want to get a. So we can say that a plus 4 times 3 over 17 is equal to 0. So a is equal to minus 12 over 17. And so our yp will equal negative 12 over 17 cosine 2t plus 3 over 17 sine 2t. So we have a yp. And to find the general solution for of undetermined coefficients for non-homogeneous equations, we do y is equal to yp plus yh. Yh is treating it as if it's homogeneous. And so our yp is this, so negative 12 17 cosine 2t plus 3 17 sine 2t plus, now we want yh, this line right here. And so that's going to be c1 e negative t cosine 2t plus c2 e raised to negative t sine 2t. And this right here is our final solution. And that's all we need to do.